GLM 5.2 is being called one of the best AI models for design, even better than Claude Fable 5. But can it actually make better games than Claude Fable 5? Claude Fable 5 was the model people were using to create insane AI games. Even I did, before it got banned. But the thing with AI game demos is that a lot of them look cool in a screenshot, then completely fall apart when you play them. So I'm giving GLM 5.2 the same prompts I gave Claude Fable 5 to see which model makes better games. Will it be GLM 5.2 or was it Claude Fable 5? Starting off, the first prompt I gave Claude Fable 5 was, well, a Mario side-scroller 2D. And after prompting it, I will say GLM 5.2 did take some time, but then it spit out this right here. And if you're seeing this thing look really good because, well, it actually looks like a Mario game. I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell that this was a level or not from the original 2D Mario game. It plays well, it moves well. I'm even able to jump on bad guys. I'm even able to get power-ups like mushrooms and stars. And that's crazy, even with it being compared to Claude Fable 5, which Fable 5 didn't do too bad. But as far as the realism, even with how well this kind of looks like a Mario game, you see that this is nothing to play with when it comes to how powerful GLM 5.2 is compared to Claude Fable 5. But we'll see if this is a fluke or is it something that GLM 5.2 is just that good at. The next game we're going to compare is, well, a first-person shooter Call of Duty game. And, well, I prompted it, a real simple prompt. Same thing I did with Claude Fable 5, and I got this. And it's not bad. Really good. It seems like they're both using 3D animations for something like this. And if you've seen Claude Fable 5, it's not too far off from what GLM 5.2 just created. It did also take a while to create this one, just like the other Mario game. I will say Fable 5 actually took a lot less time to create these games. And there's something else I'm going to tell you about GLM 5.2 that may change how you look at how these games were made. But first, let me go ahead and do the last game, which I had to prompt GLM 5.2 to make, well, a Street Fighter-esque game similar to how we see with Dragon Ball Z and Street Fighter, where they can do blast waves and everything. And, well, this is what I got. And as you see, they tried. I think it does look good. You can see the waves and everything. It's more on close to the look and feel of a Dragon Ball Z game, at least with the color design. But these guys look deformed, bro. Is this? I will say at least they're trying to get it as close as possible. If you've seen Fable 5, it didn't really look like a Dragon Ball Z game, but it looked like a better game for sure. But with all these put together, I think GLM 5.2 did really good. But let me tell you about some things that I didn't show you throughout the demo. Even with Claude Fable 5 and GLM 5.2 making games, I think just even looking at the games, if you've seen GLM 5.2 make and you see what Fable 5 make, Fable 5 games I think look better. Even if they don't look like the normal aesthetic as far as they looking like a Mario game, they would still give me a 2D side scroller game. They would still give me a first person shooter game. And it looked a lot smoother and ran a lot better than GLM 5.2. That's just the facts. Also, on top of that, a lot of the games I made with Fable 5 were one-shot games. When I did the 2D side-scroller game, that was one shot with Fable 5. When I did the first-person shooter, that was a one-shot prompt. And then when I did the original 2D Street Fighter game, also a one-shot prompt. I ran into issues as I started to try to modify the 2D game to make it more Dragon Ball Z-esque. But even then, I think it's because I ran out of credits halfway through and it caused bugs. But it was still smooth, ran better, less problems. GLM 5.2, besides the Mario game, the other two games I had to reprompt. And even with the Mario game, it was very smooth, but it gave me a bug where I even could complete the level because they made the green pipes too high and Mario couldn't jump over it. So I had to tell them, hey, you got to make the pipe slower so the level can progress. But even with that, Fable 5 made me not one level, but 2 levels with a 2D slide scroller game, as well as with game mechanics that level you up after each level, which is crazy. Even though GLM 5.2 seems like a very powerful model, I think I might have to give it to Fable 5 definitively when it comes to that. Even besides how well it does on the design and how it's supposed to be comparable to 4.8 Opus when it comes to some of the programming capabilities, I think Fable 5 kind of sweeps in this regard. It definitely has its pros and cons, because I think Fable 5 selfishly tries to stray away from any IP issues, where GLM 5.2 doesn't seem like it has those same type of concerns. And one thing I really did like about Fable 5 is that it was so much faster when making these games. Fable 5 did not take long when making the first 3 games. I think I had to go back and forth with GLM 5.2 so many times and wait a while where I was going through different processes and iterations in order to complete the game and give me an output. I do think it was worth it, and I have tested other AIs that didn't even really create a playable game at all after going back and forth with it, prompting it at all. So GLM 5.2 is not bad at all, but I think what really shines strong with GLM 5.2 is its price. GLM 5.2 is so much cheaper than Fable 5, honestly, than any Claude model at all. And I think that's where most of these open source models shine in general. Even though Fable 5 is the strongest, best model, and a lot of times Claude models are the best models, especially when it comes to coding and making these games, you're going to have to pay a good amount of money to get these models, especially if you're using it a lot, versus GLM 5.2 and a lot of these other open source Chinese models. They just beats them on price every time. But tell me what you think down in the comment section below. And if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest AI models and you want to see how well they actually do when going head to head with the latest best model, then you should definitely like and subscribe. If you want to see what Claude Fable 5 did, you should definitely check out this other video where Claude Fable 5 makes these same exact games. You can see just how well they compare to GLM 5.2.